Because I've had enough of all this controversy. I've been affected and I can't lie that.
What's one thing that you wished that you believed sooner about business growth?
About business growth?
Yeah.
What is something I wish I knew sooner about business growth? You know, I think as pertains to my business, I'm very fortunate that I've had people trust me with their golf games for as long as I have. I would say the thing that is an ongoing lesson for me, something that I'm still working on, is not taking so much on, right? And giving the proper amount of quality to each and every person. So I think the word no is probably the hardest thing that I've learned and continue to learn is, you know, when you go into business, you're so worried about creating a successful business that, at least in my case, there's only so many lessons I can give in a day with the same amount of energy and follow-up. And whereas in the beginning, I definitely took too much on early on, and that probably took away from quality, where I'd say that's something that's still to this day, trying to balance, you know, how many guys I can take. And what I've learned is in categories, there's only so many guys trying to make it on the PGA Tour that I should take at one time. There's only so many college golfers I should take at one time. There's only so many junior golfers I should take at one time, because each category of golfer requires a different amount of attention and a different type of attention. So I'd say that was a big one. And then the old organizing back office books, but I found Courtney for that one. Courtney does that for me now.
That. Do you think in order to get to the scale that you're at now, is it necessary to hire people to help you? Or do you think this is really something that only you could really grow on your own, mainly?
I think the future will tell. Right now I'm focused on creating the best product that I can create. You know, in the previous business that I had, when I built that 10,000 square foot facility, I found it very difficult, as easy as it sounded, I found it very difficult making sure that each instructor was given the same amount of energy that I wanted, the same structure that I wanted, the same type of information that I wanted. And it seemed one of those things that, hey, if I can do it, anyone can do it kind of thing. But it's not like we're making hamburgers, right? There's so much that goes into it. And in the beginning, you expect that person to dive in the same way that you do. But I found that wasn't always the case. Right now, I really enjoy being me, myself, and I, and having people like you, having people like Courtney involved in the business. But as far as the instructional piece, I haven't found that person yet that matches the same obsession that I have, and that's probably the problem of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Are you a big systems guy? Are you like organized, like with just your systems and how you prepare for your routines?
I am. You know, in work I am. Yeah. Outside of work, I'm a disaster. But yeah, and you know, the way I was trained, especially from Mac O'Grady, the way I was trained was to teach within a system. And it's funny, early on in my career, that word system was worked out as a derogatory word. Oh, he's a system. But just because you have a system doesn't make you a cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone has a system, right? If you go to Goldman Sachs, the way they do, there's a system involved. And for me, the way I break down a golf swing, the way I see a golf swing, there's a system on it. When I see a 20 handicapper come in, or a 10 handicapper come in, or a guy that wants to play in the PGA Tour, they're all in that system. It's just how deep into that system are they? So I would say the putting, there's a system. Chipping, there's a system. Driving the golf ball, there's a system. You know, what type of clubs? There's a system of how to choose those type of clubs. Just like my juniors playing in golf tournaments, there's a system on how to be recruited. So everything is a systematic approach, and I have found that anything in my life that I do is, if it's not organized, like really organized, I don't do it that well. And what's great about the system that I actually teach in, is if I have a student come in and is like, Joe, I'm really not playing well right now. We have the P system, the position 1 through 10, that we say, hey, listen, position 3's gone a little wonky. Okay, let's bring that back into place. That's easy to fix, right? And I've always compared it to kind of McDonald's, right? It's like, hey, the buns are stale. That's why the burger tastes like crap. Okay, so let's change the buns out. It's not this sandwich tastes bad. It's, well, why? And so by being able to move to that part of the golf swing, by the guy saying, hey, listen, my angle of attack is really shallow. It's only down a half a degree now, where when I play my best, it's down 5. Why? Now we have a concrete answer, and that goes back to measuring piece.
Yeah. Wow.
But I think by having a system, you can plug and play much easier, and you can fix it much easier. And when you're playing well, you know why you're playing well much easier. And it's not saying, oh, you're playing well, just ride it out. No, you're playing well because of this reason.
Yeah.
So let's know that for when you stop playing so well, we can bring you back much quicker.
Yeah, I like that a lot. It's like a lot of little pieces that go towards a bigger robot.
Yeah, it's all the details, right?
Yeah,
Like, it's funny, my original mentor always told me, he goes, and I look at this now with my girls, is, Zoe Cates in first grade, she knows her numbers now. She knows 0 through 9, but those same numbers built a rocket ship, is what Michael would always say, right? Those same numbers can build one of the largest buildings in the world, right? It's what you do with those numbers. So it's the same thing in the golf swing. Yeah, you may just learn a grip, you may just learn your takeaway, but that grip and takeaway are the same family of grip and takeaway that Tiger Woods won, all of his majors with.
Yeah, wow.
Right, and I think so the detail of it gets deeper and deeper and deeper, but the skill, just like Zoe Kate learning the number 6, and then learn 7, number 8, what a contractor can do with those numbers is amazing.
That's so interesting. I like the way you.
So it's a deep kind of way of looking.
Yeah, it really is. It's like, I like the analogy that you use there. If someone came to you and wanted to build a business just like yours, like let's just say a golf business in the scale that you have it, and they are at ground zero. Oh my God, 9/11. They're at ground, they're at step 1. What advice would you give them to get to the scale that you're at now, so that they can get to it quicker?
Good luck.
What do they have to go through? Do you think, like, if someone asked you, what's like the quickest way to get to where you are now? Like, what should I focus on the most?
I would say, if you were to ask, whether it's me or somebody in their business or line of work, and I'm still nowhere near where I hope to be, right? The word process is everything. So I truly believe the golf business, instructional business, is not worth anything if you can't make people immediately better. So the information and the knowledge is what all of this is built off of, right? So whether it's this luxurious short game facility in my yard, or whether it's an in-depth lab that was built in the house, those are both branch offs of trying to get the information that much more detailed and dialed in. These are built on people to take the information and have a healthy learning environment to create that skill and own that skill. So this wouldn't, in the order that it was done, this wouldn't be done first. And this is where it's going to be fun when we go to Campbell University in a week or so, is the message to the college kids who want to be top instructors and top head pros and so on and so forth, is the order of it has to be, get the information first. If you want to own a great restaurant and run a top restaurant, those people better love your food. Then you can get the sexy chandelier and the amazing bar and all these other things, right? And then you can go to facility 2, facility 3, facility 4. But I've always looked at it that anybody can build anything with money.
Yeah.
If you have money, you can build the sexy. And someone can come build a way sexier thing than I've built.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, do you have the information that make people better?
Yeah.
And it's got to always start with the quality of the message. And then you branch off from there.
Yeah. Do you think that someone can build a business similar to yours in the scale that it is without the backyard golf course and the in-house lab?
They've tried, right, for years, and the answer is yes. The answer is definitely yes. I think up here in New York, it's unique because up here in New York, if you look at a lot of my guys, they're very alpha-driven guys, and they want the information and they want to be better, and they have time to be better, right? I think that's a big piece. If we're in the middle of the country and people are really working the amount of hours to get food on the table for their family, it's different. But we have at least people who come here have the ability that they can balance golf and balance their work life and all these things. So to answer your question, it accelerates the learning curve. The technology accelerates the learning curve. Coming back here and be able to implement an exact shot, exact moment in your round, and be able to really talk about it and know how to hit it and know the principles that go into that shot, we can replicate that shot and really own it for the next time that they have that. In the studio, whether we're measuring what the feet are doing or the body doing or what the club's doing or what the ball's doing, these are things that we can break it down to the exact degree and put it into a manner that that person understands it and can now work on it, and that we can work on it together. Before all of this, you'd have to go to a golf course to get this, and there'd be another 60 people next to you chipping or pitching or hitting bunkers. You'd feel like a war zone. Or you go on a driving range and hit till you feel like you found a new feel. So I like to say that this whole product, Ingoglia Golf, that I've devoted my life to and will continue to devote my life to, is to accelerate the learning process as much as we can. And that's a different definition for everybody, right? The one thing about golf is golf takes time. It takes time to play it, takes time to work on it, takes time to really get good at it. No matter what, it takes time. So if we can shrink any of that time to get people to enjoy the game better, get people to be more competitive, that usually is the winning recipe.
Yeah. How long do you think it takes someone to become a pro if they are very new to golf, they've never touched a golf club? How long do you think it would take if they were to practice, I don't know, every day or?
Well, so it's funny, this may be a little controversial of a comment. I think everyone has a ceiling. I really do, right? Like I'll have a guy come here and he's just not an athletic guy, right? Or I have guys that were unbelievably athletic their entire life in every sport, and golf is just very difficult for them. So it takes the road of being really good at golf. Let's call that a 5 handicap, right? To be a really good player, it requires time, but it requires structure to that time. And I'm not sure most people understand what that structure means. Sitting on the putting green for an hour a day and working on a 3-foot putt, 6-foot putt, 8-foot putt, 12-foot putt, and literally going back and forth and measuring each stroke and getting their mindset right, getting their fitness right, getting their drug right. There's so many levels into golf that I think that's why people like us obsess over it. Because you're never mastering it. It's impossible of a sport to master.
Really?
Yeah, but it's the quest of trying to.
Why is it hard to master? Why?
Well, timing is a huge piece of it. You never have the same lie twice unless you're on the tee box. Every day is different. Every hole is different. So the difference between a great shot and a not great shot could be the smallest thing. So that's why we're always hammering in specific principles of fundamentals. That's why we're always hammering in the routines, the process, the small things. Small gains create large gains, right? And I think at the end of the day is once someone learns how to hit a golf ball well, then they got to learn how to manage their game. Once they learn how to manage their game, they got to work on their short game. When they work on their short game, then they got to work on their consistency. And there's always another piece. And every time you reach it, there's another level.
That's so interesting. Well, it's like chess. That's how
it is. Golf is a lot like chess. That's actually a great analogy. Yeah.
Have you ever gotten a hole-in-one?
I have not.
Oh, shit.
I actually, 30 years playing golf, I have never had a hole-in-one, but here's the fun fact. I've had 7 double eagles. Now, for those people who don't understand the lingo, a hole-in-one, typically on a par 3, is an eagle. But on a par 5, getting it in 2 is a double eagle. Right? So I've had 7 of those, all on par 5s, which is more rare than a hole-in-one.
I love that.
And maybe that just says that I play way better on a par 5 than a par 3. But nonetheless, I've never had a hole-in-one, but I've had 7 holes in 2s on par 5s.
I love that.
Which is very rare.
Could you explain to me the terminology of golf? Like, if you were to give me like a beginner's dumb it down book or whatever you want, a beginner's guide on terminology, what terms would you include in chapter 1? Like someone new to golf, they're like, I don't know what any of this stuff is. What would you?
Yeah, I would start with the label of what the score is. So obviously, the number 1 goal in golf is to score the lowest amount of shots per hole.
Yeah.
And so the goal is to make par. So on a par 3, it's 3, par 4, 4, par 5, 5. So par is, I guess you can call it the objective goal. Now, if you exceed that goal by 1 shot, that's a birdie. And if you have 1 shot over that par, that's a bogey. So then if you go 2 over that bogey, that's a double bogey, 3 over triple bogey, 4 over quadruple bogey, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So on what we would consider the shortest hole, would be like a 100-yard hole, 150-yard hole.
Yeah.
That's a par 3. So the object is to get in the hole within 3 shots.
Got it.
So the super high-skilled golfer is hitting on the green in 1, and they have 2 putts
Yeah.
to get it into the hole.
Yeah.
Right? Where if they were really good on that hole, they would hit it on the green in 1 and make 1 putt, which is a birdie, which is 1 under a 4,
Yeah.
a par.
Yeah.
If they got it 1 over, however they got to that number, that's a bogey. So you try to stay away from the bogeys, double bogeys, triple bogeys, and try to steer closer to the pars and the birdies. But if you're a beginner golfer, your job, really your ultimate goal, is to play bogey golf. Is what we tell everybody. So whatever the par is, if you could score 1 above that, that's a great skill or a great goal to shoot for first.
Oh wow, very interesting. And how many different clubs are there?
14 clubs.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Oh my God.
14. Well, so that's the thing, right? You're trying to choose. Now, one of them is a putter,
Yeah.
right? So you probably know, most people know when to use the putter. So you got 13 clubs to choose from.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean you have to use them all.
Right.
You get 13 to choose from.
Yeah.
And so whether it's chipping, sand trap, driver, whatever it is, you're using that club accordingly. But when you start to play, you start to realize how many different shots there are. And that's why it's so hard to master the game.
Yeah. Wow.
Right? So you have 14 clubs, and then you have all this terrain
Yeah.
on the grass, and because it's played outside, it's right. So you may have it uphill, downhill, side hill.
Yeah.
You may be in the rough, the higher grass.
Yeah.
You may be in a sand trap.
Right.
Heck, we've been in moments where 1 foot's in the water and 1 foot's out of the water. So there's so many different shots that you try to learn. Now, some of that is skill building.
Yeah.
Some of that is self-discovery, and that's why it takes time to learn the game, because you can never replicate every shot.
Yeah.
You just can't, right? So,
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting. What is your outside of the golf course? Are you listening to golf all day? Like, are you listening to podcasts, or do you just completely detach yourself from it? Like, what's your day to day like?
Yeah, like everything has been kind of this evolution process. And so early on, the obsession of golf was way higher of watching golf.
Yeah.
So now, and I still watch golf. Just no question, I still watch golf. But I find myself now reading more in the psychology world, mental coach, and not just in golf space. I'm curious to hear other athletes. Right now, I'm knee deep in Michael Jordan stuff, or Kobe Bryant stuff, Derek Jeter stuff. But then you talk about, I read a lot on different commanding officers and military books, and how they kind of got their brains to work the way they did, and then you go into different cultures hundreds of years ago on how they dealt. And so the golf swing to me is, we're pretty good. We understand the golf swing pretty well. And I think, especially here in America, golf instructors try to overcomplicate the golf swing. But the mind is the 15th club, and arguably the most important club. And by getting mindset right, like in anything, by the way, it doesn't even have to be just in golf context. But to answer your question, time that I have available now is more mind development and playing with the mind in mind, right? And I think having 2 young daughters plays a role in this too, because I'm always intrigued on watching them teach themselves a skill, right? It'd be something as simple as throwing a ball, right? Or learning how to putt, but watching how they do that versus watching an adult take up golf for the first time. And it's amazing how a child is open to self-discovery, self-learning, right? Where the adult is so,
More resistance.
is beyond,
Yeah.
beyond, and everything has to be so perfect.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, if I'm teaching my daughter how to throw a ball 5 yards, she may throw the first one 9 yards, she may throw the next one 2 yards, and no, that one's too far, that one's too short. Okay, that one, that's just right. Where the adult student that comes in here for the first time, maybe for lessons or really trying to learn golf for the first time, they expect perfection.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's like, no, you're still talking motion, you're still talking distance, you're still, you know, if I throw a basketball for the first time and I miss it and I airball it, that's okay. I'm gauging what that is. And that's kind of the most amazing part about having kids, is you're watching how the kids develop. And that's why kids get better at golf way faster, or one of the pieces way faster than adults do.
Why can't adults be more like kids, or what do you think stops us from?
Well, I think we got to learn being a kid in mind, right? I think it's okay to be kids again, right? And to answer your question is, we're so much more self-aware. I think that the insecurities play a huge role in it, especially golf. Golf is, if you're insecure, man, golf is a hard sport, because it's going to make you insecure. I mean, the most proud guys are the most insecure golfers sometimes, because if you're always going to be self-conscious out there. So I think in lessons, people get too self-conscious. They have to kind of open up and just learn it and accept that you're going to suck.
Yeah, because it's almost like it feels like you're on a stage.
It is.
I mean, for some people,
it's a very naked place.
Yeah,
because you don't have a player to lean on.
Oh man.
Right.
Oh, shit, I didn't even.
Yeah. So if you think about like football, and one wide receiver for whatever reason that day is not catching their football very good, you'll throw to the other receiver.
Right.
In golf, if you're not driving the ball well that day or putting it very well that day, well,
Holy shit.
you better figure it out.
I just realized this. It's you against yourself when
The
you
whole
play
time.
golf. Is that the only sport where it's you against yourself? Is there any other sport?
We compare it to wrestling a lot.
Yeah.
Right, wrestling, you're there and you're wrestling that person, and if you don't have it, well, you're gonna get pinned, right? Or gymnastics, right? You saw this with Simone Biles, right? That one year that I forgot how she worded it, but she had the yips.
Yeah.
She had the yips, no different than golf, right? And she sat herself out, and everyone thought that was it, and then she came back 4 years later and won a ton of medals, but her mind, she lost control of her mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, literally, she there was a neurological yip in there that didn't allow her to. She knew what she had to do, but there was a block in there that her brain didn't allow. You see it in basketball players sometimes that can't shoot a foul shot. Right, you go to the foul line, you have all those people saying, "You stink," your mom, your dad, right, and they start missing foul shots, and it becomes mental really quickly, and that's a whole nother skill. Is neurologically getting the mind in a place to perform. So I'll give you an example. A student of mine, this kid Tyler, phenomenal golfer, and we started working maybe 5 months now. And Tyler's job now, he's a top golfer at St. John's and top kid here on Long Island in junior golf for many years. And I always knew who he was. I always was a fan of who he was. And one day he reached out to me and said, you know, I want to make the PGA Tour. I feel like I lost my way a little bit, blah, blah, blah. And he comes in for a lesson, and he's hitting it unbelievable.
Yeah.
right? I'm sitting there, all right, you could tweak this and tweak that, but that's not like, what's the problem here?
Yeah.
There's no way that could be what's holding you back.
Yeah.
And I get to know him a little bit more, and I realize his mind is not in the right frame of mind,
Yeah.
right? And so I introduce him to a friend of mine named Dr. Nate, and Dr. Nate is the head of psychology at West Point. And Dr. Nate he's that guy. He's that guy. Dr. Nate is a special man. And so Dr. Nate gave him this, he said this to Tyler, and this is amazing. Amazing. And so I can't take credit for this. This is all Dr. Nate. And he goes to Dr. Nate, he goes, he goes to Tyler, he goes, Tyler, if I gave you, and I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but if I gave you a 10-foot plank to walk, and you were 6 inches off the ground,
Yeah.
and I said, I want you to walk the 10 feet across this plank.
Right.
Can you do that?
Right.
And Tyler looks at me and was like, yeah. Right? Like, where's the catch? He goes, okay, that's great. You can walk that 10-foot plank that's 3 inches off the ground.
Right.
Now, I'm going to triple the size of that plank in width. But we're going to put that plank over the LIE. And now you have to walk that same distance over that plank from one side to get to the other side.
Yeah.
How do you feel now?
Yeah.
And Tyler goes, well,
Anxiety. Yeah.
beyond anxiety. He goes, I don't even know if I can take a step.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, that's your golf game. He goes, you could sit at the driving range or play with your buddies all day and hit this drive and have no problem with it. Heck, you're excited to hit the drive. You're showing off.
Right. Right.
But then you go out in a professional golf event, you're on the first hole, and now your anxiety is preventing you from walking over that plank.
Yeah.
And so now Tyler's here, and Tyler's a very smart kid. He's thinking about this. And he goes, man, that's interesting. So then Dr. Nate goes, listen, you got to work on your technique. There's no question. We all as golfers got to work on your technique. But you work on your technique at the driving range. You work on your technique in the lesson. You work on your technique in the simulator. When you're in tournament, you can't be working on your golf swing. Out there, you got to be competing. You got to be seeing your target. You got to have a picture in mind. You got to stay present.
Right.
Right? And he goes, this is the racehorse mindset. He goes, you take a racehorse, they have the blinders on their eyes, they open the gate and boom,
Yeah.
they just go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? They're not thinking about how they're running, they're not thinking about how fast they're going. And that was a very big moment for Tyler. And so Tyler then, he's still talking to Dr. Nate. They talk, I think, once a week, once every other week. And every time he talks, Tyler texts me, Dr. Nate makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And so the point is, in this case, the mindset was at about a 20 handicap, where his ability was PGA Tour level. And so knowing how to take this information now, and how do I put it now, for Tyler, that's how to get on the PGA Tour.
Right.
But for Michael, over here to my right, maybe that's him learning how to play in front of people.
Yeah.
Maybe that's him learning how to play in front of that client who happens to be a really good guy. Everyone has a different plank that they have to walk over.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think, so you asked the question, do I watch a lot of golf? That's the stuff that gets me now. Now the stuff is, okay, I have this technique, we have the grip, we understand kind of how the club should swing, we understand how the shoulder should tilt, we understand how the weight should move, we understand that stuff. The guys in the 1800s that played golf understood a lot of that stuff. Not all of it, a lot of that stuff. But they've been winning tournaments and shooting low scores for hundreds of years. The National Index handicap, which says how good someone is, hasn't changed in 50 years. Well, why is that? Well, some is skill. But I think with the skill, if there's not a mindset change with the skill, then you don't get that low-hanging fruit.
That's so interesting.
And I think, and by the way, I think that can go in many things other than golf.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Right? But, you know, you see this all the time in baseball or football. You see the quarterback that had an amazing preseason game. And the fan base goes, well, why don't they put him in? Right now at the New York Giants, put Dart in. And it's like, guys, it's completely different. It's completely different, right? I can go and have a kid who goes in his PSATs and he scores great, then he takes an SATs and he bombs, and you go, what happened? And it's another step. It's another. So I would say, to answer your question, do I still love golf? Yeah. But I look at it through a slightly different lens through my obsession. When I watch, when I watch Rory win the Masters this year, I'm watching the pace that he's walking, the pace that he's breathing, the pace that he's talking, the pace that he's chewing on his banana. I'm watching what's his body language on the first hole of the first day versus the body language on the first playoff hole to win the tournament. Right? So you're starting to look at things differently, and then you start taking that. You watch Tom Brady, or Aaron Rodgers is a great one right now. Aaron Rodgers has been playing for over 20 years now, and you're watching him command the game now versus when he did his rookie year. And he's slower, older, everything now. But his mind is so much sharper now, so much more aware now. And as golfers, if we can blend technique and mindset together, I think that's how Tiger was born. Right?
So interesting.
Yeah, I think that's where the experts come through.
Yeah. Wow, that's really interesting. I think that's a great way to even wrap up this one. Yeah. That is. It's really interesting. I love that you're really into the psychology of golf, and you understand that in order to level up in the game, is you have to master the mind.
100%. Wax on, wax off.